What should you do when you aren't clear on God's next steps for you? There are many reasons that we can't hear God clearly. Today, let's examine some reasons that you may not be hearing God and talk about what to do when you don't know what to do. Let's go, girl. Are you in a new season of your life? Are you stuck and searching for clarity so you can make a career change? Do you just need the courage to switch careers? Are you ready to follow God's plan for your career? Welcome to Choose Your Next Yes. Hi, Kindred. I'm Mel, a career transition coach, mom of grown-ups, coffee lover, and God girl. I've had a lot of big life changes, and I haven't always been clear about God's plan for me. This led to stress and anxiety and a lack of clarity and courage to make a career move. I finally started listening to God's voice to find clarity and peace and stopped being scared to make a move and achieve my career transition goals. Now, my mission is to help you learn to listen to God's voice and know when to say yes to the career you've always wanted and no to everything else. Let me show you how to clarify your purpose and find courage to pursue your personal and professional goals in your midlife and beyond. Throw down your self-doubt, dust off your dreams, Kindred. It's time to reset and refine and reclaim the woman you once aspired to be. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Dr. Mel Vandevort. There have been some times in my life where I wasn't hearing God or I wasn't clearly hearing God. And I really was confused on what to do or what the next steps should be. And it was really a hard time because I felt lost. I felt like God wasn't listening to me. I felt like God didn't necessarily care about me. But that was not true. That was the world's view, and it's definitely not what God was doing at that time. And that silence or that perceived silence that I was feeling or hearing or not hearing wasn't God not speaking to me. It was me either not understanding what he was saying or me not listening would be more like it because, I sometimes like to do things on my own, and it was more than likely me not listening to what he was saying. So today I really want to talk to you about what to do when you don't know what to do and you feel like you're not hearing from God. First, examine your faith or your walk of faith. Are you really walking in faith? Hebrews 11:1 says, "Now faith is the assurance of things hoped for, the conviction of things not seen." We don't always see what's happening in the background, and we don't always know what God's doing for us or working out for our good in the background. So we have to really walk by faith and trust that he is doing everything for our good in the background. Ask him to reveal those areas where you are not having true faith and hope in what he is doing for you. He will reveal those areas. However, he has given you knowledge, and maybe he's just waiting on you to use what you already know to be true and trust him to guide you without reservation. He may already have given you the knowledge, you just haven't used it yet. So really examine your faith and your knowledge and see if there are areas where you already know what to do. Use the word and move forward in what he's already grounded you in. Number 2, examine your intentions. Are you following God's desires for you, or are you following your own desires? You may not be in alignment with God and what he has planned for you if you're taking things into your own hands and you're just not doing what he's telling you to do. 1 Peter 1:13-15 says, "Therefore, with minds that are alert and fully sober, set your hope on the grace to be brought to you when Jesus Christ is revealed at his coming. As obedient children, do not conform to the evil desires you had when you lived in ignorance, but just as he who called you is holy, so be holy in all you do." He's calling you to be obedient. And if you are being disobedient, he's going to sit and wait on you to get yourself in alignment with him. It's not that he's being silent necessarily. It's just that he's waiting on you to get yourself in order. I keep saying, I've heard this and I don't even know where I heard this, but check yourself before you wreck yourself. If you continue to be disobedient, things aren't going to work out so well for you. And so you want to get your obedience in line so you can be in alignment with God. Start with those small things in being obedient, which can help you be more obedient in those bigger things that are harder. And when you start being obedient in those small things, God is going to test your obedience with some bigger things. And he is going to expect you to really do the right thing and step into the obedience that he has called you to be in. Isaiah 119 says, "If you are willing and obedient, you shall eat the good of the land." We want to be obedient because that's what God expects for us, and he will lead us where we need to go. But he will bless us when we are obedient. Now, our whole purpose isn't to get blessings from God. It is to be obedient because that's what we're supposed to do. But he blesses those and lets you prosper when you begin to practice obedience for him. Number 3, examine your goals. Examine your skills, examine your work, all of the things that are goals for you. You may still have something to learn if you are not hearing from God. I wanted to write a book. I wasn't ready to write a book. I needed to gather some experience. I needed to write. I needed to learn from others. Is God ever going to call me to write a book? I don't know. However, I have to continue in that obedience and work toward my goal. He gave me the desire to write a book. If he didn't want me to, then I wouldn't have that desire as strongly as I do. However, there's a little bit of fear on my side, fear of rejection, fear of not being good enough, fear of nobody reading it, fear of being made fun of, all of the things. But then I also have on the flip side of that, fear of missing out, fear of not getting my goal accomplished, all of those things as well. Writing a book may be my goal. It may be God's goal, but whatever it is that he is telling me to do, I have to at least work toward that, or my goal will never be accomplished. He gives you the desires of your heart. That doesn't mean he gives you the things that you want. He puts the desires in your heart for the things that he wants you to do, the things that align with his goals for you. Your goals should be the goals that he's given you, not your goals that you've made up on your own. So continue to learn, continue to gather that experience, learn from others, network. I have been networking like crazy the last few months, and I have met some amazing people that have given me ideas. They possibly might want to work with me in some capacity later down the road. There are so many blessings that have come from my networking that I am just almost overwhelmed on a good side rather than being overwhelmed in a negative way. It's an overwhelming peace and joy that I'm feeling because I know that God's in my corner and that he is leading me where he wants me to go. Which leads me to number 4, listen for his voice. He may be speaking to you, but you may be missing it because you are not expecting what he's saying. He may be saying something different than what you've thought in your past that you wanted or what you have ever heard before. He may be throwing some things at you that you are like, I have no way to do that. I cannot do that because I am not qualified. I am not skilled enough. I am not good enough. If he's throwing things at you, then he is telling you, yep, you're qualified or you're going to be qualified. So get your working boots on and let's get to work. So look for him in those ways that you don't expect it. You know that my number is 3. When I hear something in 3s or for the 3rd time, I know that God is telling me I need to listen. And so I have started looking for that pattern. You may have a different pattern. Maybe your number is 3. That's a big number for a lot of people. I've had many of my guests tell me that that's also their number. Read his word. Again, lean into what you already know to be true and listen for those things that He is telling you that you already know. Talk to others, get a mentor, do that networking, and really listen for Him. Well, that's it for today, friends. I know this was a little bit shorter, but I hope that's okay. I wanted to just really get that out there. God put that on my heart, and so I wanted to just say those things to you. If you enjoyed today's content, please hop on over to Apple Podcasts or Apple iTunes and leave me a rating and a review. I hope that I am blessing you in some small way, and your rating and your review help me to grow the show and get me out there to bring my message or God's message to other women just like you. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode. I would also like to invite you to join our Facebook group where we are getting to know each other. We're supporting each other through this new phase and new season of life. And you can join the Facebook group by clicking on the link in the show notes. May the Lord bless and keep you. May His face shine upon you, and may He be gracious to you. May the Lord lift you up and give you peace. Have a great week, my friends. See you Friday. Bye-bye.